Hi. Today I'm here down by the lake, out in the green, to talk with you about the Trecena of Kej. The Trecena of Kej being our connection to the natural world, to the plants, to the animals, to the mountain places and the tree places. The Trecena of Kej, which brings forwards a spiritual leader. The Trecena of Kej, which helps us to balance. It brings us a determination. As Kech can be very, very determined in its ways, sometimes almost stubborn. But we use the wilderness to remember our connection to the natural world, our connection to the natural places, as something which helps to bring us into balance, which helps turn that stubbornness into determination. Seeing the determination of nature, seeing the way that some of the trees grow out of those cliffs up there, they were certainly very determined when they started growing. And so Kech gives us this ability. It's a time to reconnect, to go take plenty of long walks out in the green, to go and connect with your natural self, and possibly also bring out the spiritual leader from within you. Because one way or another, we all have an ability to lead. We all have an ability to help each other, which could be seen as what that leadership is. And so we're going to start on the day one Kech. So one Kech, the potential. It's a day to go to a green place, a day to be out in the wild, to go and understand your potential, to go and realize it. You know, maybe you've got some ideas about what you want to put into practice, whether this has anything to do with leadership or whether there's something that you're really determined about or something like that. Maybe you need to get some perspective. And one Kech may well give you that. It may well give you that through taking that walk in the woods, through going out, getting your shoes off, getting your feet on the grass if that's the case, and reconnecting with the natural world. Because sometimes we lose sight, we get so caught up in the machine world, as it were, that we forget how nature works, we forget how nature moves, and we forget what a powerful ally it can be and what a powerful teacher it can be. And so one Kech is certainly a day to go and begin that process of reconnection with nature, to go and take that walk, to understand and receive messages you might need to receive about how to bring things into balance, how to proceed, where to be determined, and how to be less stubborn. From one Kech, we then go into two Anil. So Anil, the bright shining one, the goldenness. Anil, the one who's bringing things to maturity. And what are they bringing to maturity? Well, we see the number two as representing relationships. We see the number two as also representing duality. And in some ways we could see that this is, I mean, obviously there is a romantic element to that day, is bringing your, kind of like your relationships to their fruition. But there's also this number two representing self-sacrifice. And Anil representing abundance. It's what you receive. It's when your crops are ready, when you're harvesting them. And so, as such, we could see that to Anil is a great day for tithing some of your goodness that you've received in order to keep the sustenance flowing. It's kind of like it's what we're supposed to do. Give a little back. Especially if we've had a bit of a windfall or if things have gone really right, then why not? Hopefully we've got a little bit to share. Now, Anil, of course, is about planting. It's about the garden and working in the fields. And so with Tuk Anil, perhaps what you give away on Tuk Anil is something that you're making a self-sacrifice in order to ripen. Now, that might be the ripening of our own hearts, it might be the ripening of our relationships, or it might be the ripening of what's in our garden. We don't know. But it's certainly seen as a good day to be giving something back. Tuk Anil is then followed by three Toch. So Toch, of course, now this is also a time of giving, and it's a great time to be giving to an organization like Odin, for example, to help support the people of San Pablo. Toch is always a good day to be repaying our debts. And here we see it with the number three. The number 3 representing the internal world, representing what's going on inside. And so it may make us ask, well, who do I owe it to? And it may be that you've been really doing your thing lately. You've been really kind of like working on yourself. You've been helping out. You've been doing all the things that you should have been doing in life. And maybe you're feeling a little tired. 3 Tok is a great day to say, what do I owe to myself? What do I need to give to myself? How can I recuperate? Because, we can't pour from an empty cup, can we? So we do have to take that time for ourselves. And 3 Tok is a great day to take stock of your achievements and repay yourself a little bit. From 3 Tok, we're then going to move into 4 Tzi. So Tzi, the Nawal of faith and loyalty, of justice, of law. Tzi, also the Nawal of the vices. And here we see it with the number 4, representing the 4 cardinal points, the 4 directions, the 4 colors, all of these kind of things that we see as our world being a fourfold system. And so when we see this, we realize that it's very much about the material plane. And Tzi is very much about having faith in that material plane. Now, there is certainly something earthy about Tzi as well, as the Nawal of the vices. Here we see kind of like physicality on the 4 Tzi. And so it may be a day when you are looking at kind of like overcoming physical vices, for example. It'd be a good day to maybe quit something that's not quite so good for you. But it's also a day of the manifestation of unconditional love, of justice into the physical realm. So if you've got some legal work to do, 4 Tzi is a great day to do it. Legal work about land or building or property, 4 Tzi would be absolutely fantastic day to go through with that. We could also see on that kind of day, it's about having faith in what you have around you, in the physical realm. Because, sometimes, well, I say sometimes, here we are in the physical, like with all of this stuff that is very material around us, everything that we can touch, everything that we can hold. And 4 Tzi is bringing up the unconditional love for all of this. And it's bringing up the our connection, our faith in what we have around us. From 4 Tzi, we're then moving into 5 Bats. Bats, the Nawal of creativity, the Nawal of the creator, the artistic genius, right? And so it's a good day for creativity. It's a good day to put on a show or, kind of like get your creative work out there. But there's the word, work, the number 5 representing work. It's about putting your effort into it. So 5 Bats is a wonderful day for working on any creative project, for really kind of like getting your energy into that creativity. It's certainly sure to more than double your effort, as it were. The reward that comes back will be more than double of the energy that you put in. But you have to put the energy in the first place. It's not going to paint itself. It's not going to write itself. It's kind of like a day to double down on the work side of things in order to create, in order to bring that beauty into the world. 5 Bats then leads into 6 the journey, the traveller. The number 6, ultimate stability and home. And what we can see with this is that 6 might be one of the best days that you could possibly travel on. What could be more than the day of ultimate stability? We have the physical realm, but we also have the connection to the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth. And so we can see the journey that takes place in the physical realm, but we can also see that there is some divine guidance going into that. It's not just, kind of like getting on the bus, as it were. There's something more to it than that. So if you have a journey to make, I would highly suggest that 6 be the day that you make it on. And you may find that in many ways it is more than you expected. hopefully in the right ways, but it's not just a physical journey that you're going on, it's something way more than that. From 6 we're then going into 7 Ach. Ach, the Nawal of house and home. Ach, the Nawal of the cornstalk. Ach, the one who supports, the father figure of the home, the one who brings harmony to the community. So this is what Ach is here to do, and here we see it with the number 7, the top of the pyramid. It's about choices. What might those choices be? Well, they might be about how you can bring more harmony to your place, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. It might be very, very blatantly put in front of you about the decisions you have to make regarding your home, the decisions that you have to make regarding harmony in your community. And it's up to you to choose. Now, 7 can also be seen as the endings, and so maybe this is the end of an era with regards to one home or another. Again, if you signed the papers on the 4T, the 7 Ach is a great day to kind of like move, as it were, but we also see it as, sitting on top of that pyramid, making our choices. How can we bring more harmony into our community? How can we pitch up as leader when we need to? Because Ach is also about saying what needs to be said, regardless of whether it's a popular opinion or not. So 7 Ach might be a day when we make our choices about what needs to be said in order to keep harmony. From 7 Ach, we're then going into 8 Ish. Ish, of course, the Nawal of Mother Earth herself. Here we see the physical representation, the natural world that comes from, is emanated from the spirit of Mother Earth. Ish, the Nawal of the altars, the Nawal of the sacred spaces, the Nawal of the feminine and of the mothers. And here we are with 8 Ish. 8 Ish, the day of ceremony to give thanks for the altars, the day of ceremony to give thanks for Mother Earth. Of course this appears during the Kech Trecena, right? We're out there enjoying our natural world, connecting with nature. And it's all the emanation of Mother Earth. And so the day of celebration of Mother Earth, right in the middle, is the most appropriate place for it to be. It's a great day to go out to natural altars, like the ones up in these formations up here. It's a great day to make your ceremony, to give thanks to Mother Earth for whatever you have received from her. And, if you're not into making ceremonies, it's a great day to go and clear up the local neighbourhood and show Mother Earth your love that way. From 8 Ish, we're then going into 9 Tz'ik'in. Tz'ik'in, the Nawal of the birds, the Nawal of the vision. And the number 9, the number of the feminine, but also the number of life. And so this is what we see coming out on that day. This is what can be applied on that day. This is maybe something which pitches up on that day. It's a day to ask for your life vision. It's a day to understand what that life vision might be. So it's a highly important, Tz'ik'in can be seen as a very, very beneficial Nawal. And the number 9 can be seen as a very, very fortunate number. So the two of them together, this is a wonderful day for prosperity. That prosperity being the vision that you bring into life. That prosperity being the prosperity for all. And what is it? It's all surrounded by the number 9, life and the feminine. So we could see with the 9 Tz'ik'in, this can be very much about helping to make sure that whatever vision you're bringing in, it's a vision that prospers in everybody's life, or brings prosperity to the life of everybody around you. From 9 Tz'ik'in, we're then going into 10 Ajmaq. So along the way we might have fallen over, we might have made a few mistakes, and along comes 10 Ajmaq to help us to get it right again or put things on track. Ajmaq representing forgiveness, and the number 10 representing community. Forgiveness from the community. Sometimes we really kind of like get it wrong in a spectacular fashion, and sometimes we might need to go out to our community to ask for forgiveness. Sometimes we might also feel like maybe we were hard done by, maybe we received criticism or something like that from our community, and it's up to us to forgive them. Now, whether there's actually someone to forgive or whether we just let it go is by the by, but 10 Ajmaq would be a great day to do it. From 10 Ajmaq, we're then going into 11 Noch. So lots of thought. Noch, the mind, the brain, ideas, intellect, and intelligence. And here connected with the number 11, going around all over the place, right? And so it's just kind of like chasing thoughts around your head. It might be very difficult to keep a sort of like your mind going in one direction on 11 Noch, because it's asking us to look around. But it's only when we look around that we come up with ideas, because we didn't realize that we'd stored that piece of information way back in that corner of our mind or something like that. And so it may actually bring about a new and interesting idea that you hadn't thought of before by going to other places of the mind, by finding information that wouldn't necessarily come your way. From 11 Noch, we're then going into 12 Tihash. 12 Tihash, here we have a very strong healing energy. We have the number 12 representing the life's experiences, bringing everything together in one bundle. And what are we using it for? We're using it to refine and define. We're using it to guide our hand, guide our blade. So 12 Tihash can be an excellent day for paring things down. It could be an excellent day to create, to perfect, to edit, to sculpt. You know, all of these things where we might use a blade to cut away the mundane. Here, the idea behind it is coming from all of our life's experience with that number 12. And so it gives us a great deal of experience behind the blade in order to bring out the perfection of what we're attaching it to. So again, you know, a wonderful day if you need surgery or something like that. This would be a great day to have it, because, you know, we would expect the surgeon to be really drawing on all of their life experience. And, you know, we ourselves, this is a day for perfecting. This is a day for editing and getting things just right. That number 12 really giving you the understanding behind it. And then finally, we come up to 13 Kawak. Kawak, the rain or the storm, well, it's just holding off at the moment. The midwife that's going to bring the new into the world. And here we see it with the number 13. This is the feminine essence of healing in Kawak, which is being assisted by the ancestors or the spirit world with the 13. Again, a very, very powerful day for that kind of healing. It's a day when we might remember our spiritual midwives, the ones who helped us to move into our spiritual world, that birthed us into it. It's a day when we might connect with the spirit of the ancestors and ask for them to help us to bring babies forth. Also to make sure that the rain is just right, not too hard, not too heavy, and not too light. And so 13 Kawak can also be a very, very powerful day. It's a very good day to be helping people, and it's a good day to be healing, particularly in compassionate ways. But it could also kind of like get us caught up in a storm if we become too emotionally attached to the outcome. So we always have to remember that if we're going through, in particular, Kawak days, it's like people might come to us with issues, problems, or something like that, and you know, let's help, let's counsel, and all that kind of thing. But let's not get caught up in the in the outcome or the answers or something like that, because then their storms might become ours. And on a 13 day, that's got, you know, quite a high, maybe possibility, but also kind of like, if it does happen, then it will be very strong. So that's been the Trecena of Kej. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time for the Trecena of Ajmaq. Thank you.